many people dial in for this information session, and you're dialing in a critical moment because we are one day before the IDHA, the International Diploma in Humanitarian Assistant, that starts tomorrow here in Amman. So I'm in Amman in Jordan at the moment, preparing for the course. This session is to give you some more information about the next course that will be happening in Pretoria in South Africa. I'm very glad to see so many people are enthusiastic about the course. We will explain you a little bit more about the course. So next slide, Lily. So the course is run by the Institute of International Humanitarian Affairs, which is part of Fordham University in New York. And the course has been around since 1997. So this time we're organizing it in Amman is the 59th time, and the one in Pretoria will be the 60th time we run the course. The course is organized by practitioners, so people who are working in the field. I myself, for instance, I have worked with humanitarian organizations like MSF, Doctors Without Borders, the International Committee of the Red Cross, but also as a diplomat for the Dutch government, where my last position was here in the Middle East as a regional humanitarian coordinator. So I'm now the Helen Hamlin Humanitarian Fellow, who is working at Fordham University, and I'm the Global Program Director as well, and I will be the course director for the IDHA. I should have introduced my team immediately when I started, but maybe Lily can do that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Summer Lily Egan. I go by Lily. I'm the Communications Officer for the Institute of International Humanitarian Affairs here at Fordham University. When you join the program, you'll interact with me to help not only promote the program, but celebrate the work that you do and the memories that you have. So I'll start from the left. Martine van der Does is our IDH course director. She will share a little bit more about her story, but she started as a student with the IIHA, and now she's leading all of our humanitarian training courses. So you will definitely be interacting with her when you join IDHA Pretoria. And then we have Brendan Cahill, our executive director. He's been running the Institute for more than 25 years and has hosted IDHAs in several countries. So that would be almost 60 IDHAs, 60 classes since the late 1990s. And below Martine, we have Mark Little. He will be a big part of IDHA Pretoria and has worked with the IDHA for many years as well, was a student himself, and works in the medical field and environmental field. And we have Angie Jackson as well. She is a tutor for IDHA Pretoria, and she works in the medical fields. We do actually have students coming from the medical field as well, so it's always good to have that connection. And we have Gonzalo Sanchez Terrain. He has been with the IDHA for also several years and enjoys helping to lecture at each IDHA. He is a consultant for the Spanish government and is a lawyer. And then on the right here, we have Lucy Annie, our program coordinator. You will definitely interact with her throughout the application process if you haven't already. We have more people coming into the waiting room. All right, and with that, I'll let Martine take it from here.
Yes, thank you, Lily. So the course the IDHA will be held in Pretoria in South Africa. And everyone, please go on mute if you're joining. Thank you. There will be a separate residence where the students will stay. It's a lovely residence, and the course will be held from the 4th of May until the 30th of May. and the application deadline is the 20th of April. We hope to prepare a very diverse course again, and we have various topics on the course, which are theoretical but also practical. And we get practitioners on the course. So the tutors you just saw, they in their regular work, they work as responders to natural and to man-made disasters. So they work in the field and they come out to the IDHA to teach. So what this course makes really unique is that we bridge the gap between practice and theory. And I always have found that very, very interesting. As Lily said, I did the course in 2008, and this is what really started my humanitarian career back then. And I always remained connected to the Institute because people who take the IDHA, they become part of a family. During the course, you meet fellow students who work in the humanitarian sector already. So it's not only learning from the teachers that come onto the course, the lecturers that come onto the course, but it's also learning from each other. And because it's such an intense course, it's 4 weeks and it's residential, you really get to know your fellow students, and this will create a bond. I mean, I did the course in 2008 and I'm still in touch with the people on the course, and a funny story is that we actually have people getting married on the course and start families. So it's a really it's a course that creates a family and creates a bond, and that's what makes it very special as well. Next slide. Lily, can we go to? Yeah, thanks. So I already said, talked a little bit about the program. We have very strong components on the basis of humanitarian action, such as international humanitarian law, the humanitarian principles, but also protection and more sector-specific themes such as water, sanitation, shelter. We have case studies. We have people dialing in directly from the field. We've had in the past, for instance, Jamie McGoldrick dialing in directly from Gaza when he was the humanitarian coordinator. But we also have here in Jordan, we had the UNHCR representative. We have responders we have doctors, we have nurses, we have all sorts of people that work on their daily basis in the field in a specific sector and come share about their work. You will also have group assignments. So we form groups of the students. They're called syndicates, and you get different assignments on which you work together. So this also gives you time to really think and share your own experiences and make that into a product of your group for which you will be graded as well. Next slide.
Okay, now
yeah.
Thank you, Martine. Now moving on to requirements. So this is primarily for the application process. Once you start your application, you will need to upload your cover letter or resume, a letter of intent, and we also expect you to be fluent in English. We are not going to test your English abilities, but we do expect you to feel comfortable just because this is a graduate level course. So in order to prevent the possibility of failing the course or feeling behind, we want you to feel comfortable so you can take out the most out of the course. Okay, so at first you will start an application, and then once you are admitted, in order to be considered as enrolled, you will need to pay a deposit fee to secure your seat, especially since this is a very popular course. We do expect students to pay the fee in order for us to know that you will definitely be planning on attending. This also ties in with the reply form, which is just a form stating that you will be present. Afterwards, we will then proceed to registration. And once you are registered in the course, you will then have access to your student account, your e-bill, which is the place where you will pay the remainder of your tuition, your student email, and Blackboard, which is where all of your course content will be located. I also recommend that you save the hopeIT@fordham.edu contact. This is the email that you want to use whenever you're having a technical issue, whether it's directly related to your student account or your e-bill or any of the other student access issues. Okay, moving on to tuition. So first, I want to break down what is considered a regional student. A regional student varies depending on where the course is taking place. So what is considered a regional student now for the upcoming IDHA in Amman will be different from a regional student for the IDHA 60, which will be taking place in South Africa, Pretoria specifically. A regional student for this specific course, IDHA 60, are students from Angola, Botswana, Comoros, I apologize if I pronounce the countries incorrectly. Eswatini, Lesotho, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. I will copy and paste these countries in the chat just so you guys can have as reference. If you are not from these regions, you will have to pay the international fee, which is $6,121. If you are looking forward to attending the course, planning on enrolling for academic credit, which requires an official transcript from all of your higher education institutes, the tuition fee will be $6,500. This both international fees include the coursework, hotel, weekday meals, and transportations are not included. Transportations or personal costs will be up for the student to plan. If you are part of those countries, you are considered a regional student, and this will be $3,000, and it will cover coursework, and you will also be provided with weekday lunches along with two coffees. I see here that the countries are included. Um, just so you know, this tuition does not cover lodging or weekday meals besides lunches, and it also does not include transportation. And just keep in mind, please, if you are planning on enrolling, the tuition must be paid before the start of the course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luciani. That's very helpful, and you can always reach out to myself, Luciani, or Lily if you have any further questions. And Luciani is absolutely the champion of registering you and getting you through the academic administrative process. So. But I do recommend to start the process as early as possible because the places on the course are limited. And we all would love to have you on the course. So, and it's good that I noticed that now as well here in Amman, it's very, very difficult if in the last moment all sorts of administrative things need to be organized. So it's the earlier you start, the better. So the application deadline is April 20th, but you can start your application now already, right, Luciani? The link is on the website.
The link is available and I will actually add it to the chat. So if anyone who has not started their application can start whenever they please.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, so I think we go into questions, right, Lily? Or we have more information to share?
That's good. Here we'll start the Q&A shortly. There are still people coming into the video, so it's good that you're coming in at the Q&A time. I can always go back to the slides that we already covered. I know we went through it pretty quickly. The information is pretty straightforward, but it's the questions that you all have that are most important, and that you do meet Martine before joining the program. Martine has so many stories from her IDHAs, and before we do go into the Q&A, Martine, do you just want to go over about what kind of the day-to-day looks like and what to expect from, waking up and coming to class and finishing the day?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I can share some experience. For instance, here in Amman, we're staying in a hotel which is next to the center where we have the courses. So usually we for those people who are staying in the hotel, we have breakfast together, and we walk over to the center, and we usually have in the morning 2 to 4 lecture sessions. And we start around 8:30, 9, and then we have a session And then we have a coffee break, and we have another session sometimes to squeeze in more. Then we have lunch together, and in the afternoon it's the same thing. And we usually make a balance on the days between. Yeah, you're showing now a picture of a group exercise actually, which is if you go to the question slide.
I'll go back to that, but I just wanted to
Okay.
take a moment to show the schedule.
Okay, yes. So yes, so we have a morning sessions too. Sometimes we have three or four sessions, and then in the afternoon the same thing. But we also do have some security day here in Amman, for instance. It differs a little bit per course how we address the different topics. And we here in Amman we also have a field visit visiting a National Red Crescent Society, where we will meet the president, and we go to meet a community center and a health center. So this can be part of the program as well. We really it's location specific what is available, because here in Amman we're in the center of the Middle East, where as you know, a lot of things are happening. So a lot of aid workers who work on the front lines, they are available here. So we try to get as much of these people onto the course, so to have this, so students have the opportunity to speak to them. And usually in the evenings, you have group work. So you work together with your syndicate in the hotel after dinner, where you make presentations and you do research. The picture you see here next to the questions is actually a group exercise we do during team building. It's a lot of fun. You will have, especially the first week when we do our team building and leadership part of the course. It's a lot of fun. There will be a lot of laughing together and getting to know each other. And then we go into the second and third week, where there will be more serious group exercises. So it's a very, very diverse course. And what I really love about it is that there's so much experience and so many people with so many different backgrounds coming to the course and sharing experience. And this is really, really enriching. I haven't seen this in other courses, and I've done many courses throughout my career, but this one really was the most special one I have done. This is why I remain involved as well. So I think we can open up the floor for questions, if you like.
Yes, and I will check the chat to see if anyone has written a question in the chat, but also feel free to raise your hand,
I have
and
a
we
question
will call
about
on you.
do you waive application for applicants who join this section? So we have, I think, I don't know if I understand the question right, but we do have scholarships available, like Luciani explained, for regional students. So I don't know if that was the question. I don't know, Luciani, if you want to add anything.
Yes. So the only situation in which we will waive the deposit fee is if you received a full scholarship, and we are currently not giving out full international scholarships. So it would have to be a full regional scholarship, and you would have to be from one of the countries that we mentioned earlier. The application, the fee itself is part of the tuition, which is why we don't typically waive it, because it's something that you would have to pay regardless if you don't have a scholarship, and it's preferable since it is to secure your seat.
All right, thank you. I see a question about
So in regards to the application process, the only actual documents that are required um, are your resume or cover letter and the statement of intent. The transcript, the official transcript, is only necessary if you are looking to take this course for academic credit, if you are somebody that's interested in enrolling in a future master's program. However, please keep in mind that if you are interested in going this route, this is only for international students if you pay the international fee, because it covers the tuition rate of receiving academic credit. The regional fee does not. And you will also need to upload the official transcripts from each of the higher education institutions you've attended, but they have to come directly from the institution. So it's something you would have to order it officially from the institutions.
Thank you. I see all such lovely motivations for doing this course, and that's really great to see. There's a question about a PhD. Let's see. And any other, I find this session. Okay. I want to. Okay, that's a motivation as well. I think there's a question about a master in finance required. Do you understand this question, Luciani? Please do MS in finance require GRE test score?
I'm not sure. We do not offer an MS in finance at the IIHA. If you're interested in enrolling or finding out more information about an MS in finance at Fordham in general, we do recommend that you contact the specific school in which you're interested. I think for that, it would have to be the Gabelli Business School. So I recommend just Googling Gabelli Business School Fordham and you'll be able to find a contact.
Okay, so there is a question again about the regional scholarships, but maybe Luciana, you can put it in the chat, which countries are eligible.
Yes. So I will put it in the chat right now. And just to explain again, so for the okay, give me 1 second.
Yep, and I've just put it up here on the screen as well, while you're doing that, Luciani. So
Uh,
go
yes,
ahead.
and there's a question as well, if you're not from any of the countries listed, and you don't have the financial means to pay for the course, you can always apply and send your CV and motivation to us, and we will definitely consider it. But in principle, the regional scholarships are for the region. So if we are this course is held in South Africa, so regional students mean the countries listed. If the course is held in Amman, there are other courses that qualify, other countries that qualify for a regional scholarship. So it depends on where we hold the course. I'm not sure if where the person is from asking the question. But yeah, on a case-by-case basis, we can always see what we can do. So please send in the application and mention that you want to apply for a scholarship.
Yes, and also just to add on to what Martine shared, if you are considered an international student for this specific program, as she mentioned, you can always request for financial assistance. However, we do not have the financial means at the moment to fully support international students, so a full international scholarship, for example, because we are primarily focusing on regional students. So even if we were to offer a partial scholarship for an international student, you will still have to pay the deposit fee for your application to secure your seat.
Exactly. So, Abraham, I suggest you reach out to us bilaterally so we can discuss what we can do for you. Um, if you have the online option, just in case someone is not able to cover the full cost. We don't, for the IDHA, don't have the online option at the moment. However, the institute does have other courses that are online. So I would, if you are interested to join an online course, I would advise you to visit our website. I don't know if Lily can put it in the chat as well. So you can look there where what courses we have available online.
To answer Jefferson's question in regards to prerequisites for the course, we do expect students to have at least a bachelor's degree or something similar in regards to experience, since, as I mentioned before, this is a graduate level course. So we would expect students to feel comfortable with graduate level material. And in regards to the background, this is more geared to mid-professional uh, career individuals. Martine, I don't know if you would like to elaborate in regards to who this course is specifically for.
Yeah, so usually we have students that have some experience to a lot of experience in the humanitarian sector. It does go into the basics. So if you have limited experience, we would still consider you. We have people that work for the Red Cross, for the UN, that work for national NGOs who are consultants, but we also have people that are retired from the military, for instance, and they're interested to change to the humanitarian sector, or people that come from the private sector. So it's a large variety of people we have on the course. If you are interested in the humanitarian field, you have some working experience, I would recommend you to apply, and we will consider you, especially, I mean, if you are interested in the humanitarian sector, you want to start working, or you're already working and you want to learn more, or if you're retired and you're just interested to continue learning, you're most welcome to join the course.
Thank you, Martine. And to answer Rennie's question, again, we are not testing your English abilities, and you don't necessarily need an English certificate or you don't need English to be your native language. This is something that we're, I guess, leaving up to the applicant. If you feel comfortable with your English abilities enough to pass the course and fully understand the material, we invite you to apply. However, if you feel that you are still struggling with your English abilities, we we're not necessarily banning you from applying, but just know that this could put you at risk for failing. And we would want you to fully experience the course with the full understanding of what is being taught. So again, up to the student on how you feel comfortable. Another question is, I am from Malawi again. Are there, so for in order to um apply for a scholarship, there is not a separate application for scholarships. You would just need to be from one of those countries. And if you are interested, just contact me and we will the team will revise your application to see if we would like to select you as an a scholarship recipient. You can just contact the IIHA at fordham.edu email that Lily shared. We will share once again just to have it um recent in the chat.
Yeah, so the
So
selection is done based upon your resume, on your CV and your motivation. So make sure that your CV has all the work and all the experience and the diplomas you have, but also that you write a good motivation, because we have limited scholarships available as well, and we grant it to the people that have that fit the best on our course and have a strong motivation to be part of the IDHA. And then I think Abraham, you asked the question if you would qualify. Um, I think, I mean, it seems we would have to see your CV and your motivation, but it seems like you would qualify to take part on the IDHA, but we can not give you a definite answer now. I think you have to go through the application process. So, Lily, I don't know if you want to say, you see a lot of information on our social media here, but maybe Lily can say a bit more about that.
Sure. And I will start with I just love your introductions. You're from all over the world and you have different reasons for joining the IDHA, and that's what I love about the IDHA. There's people coming from the humanitarian sector in this information session today. There's people undergoing a career change. There's some participants in the health and education field. That just goes to show you, like Martine said, the diversity of your classmates and our students. So if you can take a chance and look through the chat before you head out today, it just again it really goes to show you the different backgrounds that people have and the networking possibilities that you'll get. Up on the screen here, we have social media channels just about on every platform. We have a blog, YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and as you can see on the bottom, we have our website, which we just launched. That's a new website, and our WhatsApp number. We do recommend that you contact Luciani via email first, which we have put in the chat a few times. And if you really just need to have a conversation with her, because you need help understanding something with your application or have a question about the course, or maybe just a phone call or text message is easier for you, you can absolutely contact us on the WhatsApp number at the bottom there. You can call or text during regular business hours. What we post on our social media channels, it's not just the IDHI, but all of our programs. We definitely use the LinkedIn channel, the Instagram channel the most, and then use our other channels for quick updates and stories, for example, on our blog. So I do invite you to go ahead and follow us on all of these channels today if you can. And it's also another way to get a hold of us. You can message us on Instagram if you need, or Facebook. I'll be the on the receiving end for those. I see we do have one more question. Luciani, did you answer that one? The most recent one, does the motivation have requirements or standard? Maybe that means the motivation statement, I'm not sure.
Well, when you're starting your application, there will be a prompt listed, which will specifically state what you will need to write about. But in general, it's just stating what is motivating you in to apply for the IDH, I'm so sorry, IDHA, and be a student. So it's very general, but we do take that into account when letting students into the course and also for scholarships.
Exactly. So it's yeah, just keep in mind that we have limited scholarships available, and emphasize on why we should choose you for our scholarship, and share with us why, like similar to the things that are in the chat, why you would like to be considered and why you want to take part of the course. And it's good to see that some people already applied, and I'm really thrilled to meet you in Pretoria in May, or the next one after, wherever it will happen. But yeah, it's really good to see that there's so much enthusiasm for the course in Pretoria as well. I don't know, Lily or Luciani, we want to say anything, or if there are any more questions. But otherwise, feel free to reach out to us. We will have more sessions coming up. I think the next one will be in the second week of December. So if you, in the meantime, have more questions, you can join us again. And otherwise, reach out to us on one of our social media. And we're very much looking forward to getting your application in for the next course. December 12th is the next information session. So if more questions are coming up, or you would like to see the presentation again, feel free to sign up and join.
Yes, thank you everyone so much for coming today. We truly hope to see you in Pretoria in May. The application deadline is April 20th. But as Luciani said, get your applications in sooner rather than later so we can help you figure out the details and you can book your travel.
Okay, I think we can leave it at that if there's no more questions. So thank you very much for participating, and I hope to see you in May. And we love to hear from you and get your application in. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Martine and Luciani,
You.
we can
Stay
stay
on.
on.